Yo, what's up, traders? So it's February 28th, 2021. It's going to be a big week this week. We have NFP, we have a bunch of stuff going on, stimulus package, and I think that March is one of my favorite times to trade because you get past the holiday season. January, of course, we had have a new president and all that stuff, some weirdness surrounding all that happened, right? But now it's like, okay, well, back to normal. We're trading back to the markets, and here we are now, and that's where we are. And I think we get into some big volatility before it kind of slows down into the summer. So it's going to be a huge week this week. The dollar, the way we ended on Friday was massive. It was big for the week. I'll talk a little bit about that, although I went over that in my gold video I shot yesterday. So check that out. I uploaded it yesterday. It's also on my Instagram. But I think we could be in store for some big moves for the dollar and some risk off potential. And like the fact is that, you know, the dollar's been getting beaten down for like a year now. And if this thing really turns around, despite, and I just want to give a shout out to Ed and the Accelerator group. He just got into our group yesterday, and he made a great point. You know, what they're always saying about the destruction of the dollar, but you know, here we are, and you can never count it out. Let's just put it that way. So before we even get into it, though, let's just look at the dollar index, right? So this is on an hourly chart. I'll go to a 4-hour here. This is this looks like a nice base here. And wow, the DXY is really just in a straight up Wyckoff schematic. I just actually noticed that. We have our, looks like preliminary support right here. And this will be good to map this out because then you can see, this is not what I was expecting to do on this video, by the way. Selling climax. Automatic rally. This looks like potentially the spring. Definitely a test. And then we can make our trend line as we go across here from the point of the automatic rally, right? Right, here's our so this is like the signature move. So many traders get stopped out right here, getting long, thinking we're moving forward. Of course, this is the dollar index, and then this is the last test here before potentially a bigger move. So I wouldn't be surprised to see us jump up here. There's two ways to go about this. Sorry, that took a second. It takes a little while to map these things out. So we're retesting right here, this base, and then this is where we really start to launch off. So there's two ways we could go about it. Break up, down, and then as it's mapped out here, I think it's more likely though that we come back, retest this, and then really take off. And this seems like a very, very nice bottom here for the dollar. And if that's the case, like I said, you know, we're gonna, man, 94 is like the number on the dollar index, which is a big barometer, kind of measure everything going on. You can see how far we slipped down under that. So, you know, I feel like if we really base out here, this could be quite the spring for it, right? And I'm actually going to pause this and share this in my VIP group. All right, so just got that shared. This is a great setup. By the way, if you want to join our VIP group, we're doing a 24-hour flash sale to kick off March. So check that out. So if we're looking at the dollar index now, take a look. You kind of just have to go straight to Euro USD. Pull up Euro dollar here, with it being the inverse correlation of, there we go. And that's previous line was before I had a look at the dollar index. That was last week before the breakdown. So we have an inverted head and shoulder pattern here, but so there's two ways we could go about it. And I do believe that we're going to get a bit of a rally, potentially even a retest of this level or this imbalance right here. Seems to have already been tested pretty well. And I'm honestly not a big Euro USD trader. I never have been, probably never will be. Can't say I'm a fan. But we've been moving up. I mean, we're at 23, and if we go all out reversal status on the dollar, you know, you really just have to look at this as this looks like a top, big time. Now you can also take a look this way, that not quite a throw over. So that would be the one scenario if we did get a big move in the euro to maybe, you know, 25. But look at the dollar index. I think that's kind of doubtful. So take this off of here. Huge wedge pattern going on, which this would make sense. And right here is where I like to use my fractals. If you all ever see me have those on my charts, typically they're for this reason, so I can really map out where these, I like to call them pressure point lines on the market are, right? So, and this looks more like it now, okay? Because this, to me, false breakdown. In fact, I remember when that happened back around November, and a lot of traders got took right there, and then the price started moving back up. So if we were to get a retest of this line, you know, I think that seems pretty likely. And we're at 21. That'd be a 200 pip move. So there's two scenarios here. We either break this support here, or we come up and retest the neckline of this inverted head and shoulder pattern. And you could be sitting there saying, man, it's an inverted head and shoulder. That's a pretty bullish structure. Well, yes, but the thing is with that, they don't always play out, right? So, man, we have this nice order block right here, which appears to have already been filled, but that's something to keep an eye on as we move lower. So how far could the dollar go? You know, that's really hard to say, especially in terms of the euro. Now, let's take a look at Aussie US dollar here. Now, this could be a little bit of a different story because the size of this breakout, massive breakout here. So we have the false breakout. And you can see it's almost too perfect. Obviously, you know, it was the institutions driving price up this high because here we are at 80 cents. 80 cents and then huge sell-off. We just came right through the support here and now we're retesting the bottom of this wedge line. So we're also at 61.8% retracement of this move to here. So I think, and I would like to see, and if we could get a retrace, I don't know if it'll happen. This all depends on the risk appetite when the markets kick off. But if we were to, because we have a nice imbalance up there, it looks like that's already been knocked out too. So if the big money came to take out these positions before they dropped the price, that would be a nice rally. But that would be, like I said, that would mean that price would jump by, got 200 pips. That seems somewhat unlikely. We also could carve out a nice head and shoulder pattern here. There you go. You can see the head and shoulders. So maybe say we take out this level down here, would be an excellent trade. Market's open in an hour. Could happen pretty soon because there's a lot of momentum that occurred on Friday, and that would be a beautiful head and shoulder pattern setting up here on Euro USD. So I think that seems somewhat likely, but you can't rule out maybe that we go up here first and then drop to these lower levels. So it's going to be a huge week. The dollar's the one to watch. I think just it's going to be volatile across the board. And so be sure to manage your risk. And lately, it seems like a lot of the big moves have been unfolding Tuesday, Wednesday, so which is pretty typical, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So don't jump in too early. Let the market play out, show its hand, and let's have an awesome week, everybody. Thanks for watching. Click the link below to get started or join our free Telegram group, our gold scalping group. Learn how to scalp gold and hopefully get funded. I can help you get there. So let's crush it this week, everybody. Peace.